What up, champions? Just drinking my morning coffee. So just thought about filming today's session because it's gonna be an interesting session. So I skipped my shoulder day yesterday because the delts were still a little bit tight. So then today I'm actually gonna do my pressing, legs, and pulling as well. So I don't usually do this, so I thought this might be quite an interesting session. So let's film some stuff. For squats, my left knee is still feeling a little bit tight. The IT band is feeling a little bit tight from all the wrestling and all that shit. So squats are going to be a little bit light. Then overhead press, probably going to go a little bit more intensely. Oh, we got some sun. Oh, fucking awesome. And yeah, deadlift a little bit more intense. And then for the pulling, we'll do some weighted pull-ups and see how it goes. Before 10 a.m. I usually try to get some sun, which today, as you can see, there's very little, but at least we still got some. I don't usually eat before my first training. I just drink coffee and yeah, that's about it. So so yeah, let's warm up and see how the session goes. Bow. So basically my schedule is Monday I usually do pressing, and then Tuesday, because I'm sparring, so I'm doing a whole lot of high kicks and wrestling and all of that, so it's a very intense day for the legs. So that's why I do legs and pulling on Tuesday. That allows me to recover on Wednesday, because then again I'm doing sparring on Thursday. So that's why my schedule is a little bit weird. It's not the usual push pull legs. So I do push on Monday, then on pull day I do pull and legs, and so that allows me on Wednesday to completely recover the legs and the upper body, because if on Wednesday I would do pulling, then on Thursday my lats would be sore, rotator cuffs would be sore, so I can spar on Thursday. So that's why it's a little bit peculiar schedule. And that's why if by any chance on Saturday I do a little bit too much and I'm not able to recover till Monday, in that case I just postpone the Monday session on Tuesday. And that's what basically happened this week. You know, as you can see, it's a little bit chilly in my gym because I don't have any heating or anything, and that's because it toughens you up. You know, my student Patrick said it very well last week, because he also trains outside. It's a kung fu habit, and his master used to share with him that if you can train on the coldest day of the year, and if you can train on the hottest day of the year outside, then you can train pretty much any day of the year. Will not be a problem. So that's kind of like why this gym is kind of a Rocky style, Rocky 4, you know, when he's in Russia and shit. Like in Russia, when there's snow around, my gym actually looks like that Rocky's gym. It actually is Rocky's gym, you know. It's yeah, it's pretty darn cool. It's fucking cool as shit, and every winter you get used to it. You have to get used to it, but man, yeah, I love it. You know, good stuff. All right, now let's begin the session. All in all, pretty good. 110 kgs. I'm gonna do 3x5. Left knee is feeling good. All in all, not too bad. Yeah. So as you noticed, I'm doing a low bar squat. So I'm not doing a high bar squat, ass to ass, or anything like that. I actually found out for my mobility and my anatomy, this kind of feels like the the perfect variation. So I'm currently working on this one, getting up there to back to 400 pounds, and maybe then I'll switch up the variation. But for now, low bar squat, below parallel, boom, feels awesome. Plus Goku music makes everything so much better. You gotta feel that shit. I would usually do a little bit more volume than this, so I'm only doing 3 sets of 5 right now. But I've been had an active rest week last week, so I'm starting with a little bit lighter pace than if this would be a week 2, for example. If this would be a week 2, I would usually do 4 sets, 5 sets per exercise. So I'll do some squats, maybe add some sissy squats afterwards. But considering my quads are a little bit fatigued, I've been trying to lower down the intensity on the knees in the past couple of weeks. So not doing any accessory work today, at least not for the legs. So 3 sets of squats. Now let's go into warming up for the handstand and doing some handstand push-ups. That's always quite interesting when doing so in the cold. So let's see how it goes.
Diabet, die Suze!
Yeah, we're definitely not lacking in passion, but next step. Majko ti nabijem, ti ćeš meni da jebeš sunce, a?
Ti ćeš mene da jebeš, a?
Sunce. And the handstand push-up practice is always combined with if somebody is wondering how my obsession with Dragon Ball kind of come back, and with Goku, obviously it was always there, but one of my students, he was watching Goku while he was training, you know, so you have 3-minute pause, 4-minute pause in between strength sets, and he would play Goku and he would pause and do his set. And I thought, that sounds pretty interesting. And he got me into watching the whole thing again. And they started with Dragon Ball. I watched with my brother actually Dragon Ball Goku fighting Piccolo, and I was just like, this is the most awesome thing I've ever seen. And when I started watching Dragon Ball again, I just felt like, man, there's more of this, please. Because man, when I was a kid, it was actually the only time in my life that I remember that I woke up with every day with genuine excitement and just jumped out of bed and ran in front of the TV because Goku was on. Like that's how important this was to me. Never in my life, later in fucking 31 years, have I jumped out of bed so excited as the time when I was a kid watching Goku, because Goku was in the morning before school. And I always fucking hated waking up for school, or even just waking up in the morning. I fucking hate it. Like, it's not my thing. Fuck it. But man, when Goku was on, I was just excitement 300 right away when you wake up. So now when I'm going after it again, I just see that young kid with excitement and passion and a purity of heart and just so determined, courageous, fearless, and kind. And I just like fucking fell in love with Goku all over again. So I apologize if you're sick of Dragon Ball music, but fuck it, I love it. So what I'm trying to do here in the handstand push-ups is going with the close grip, trying to lean forward from here, leaning forward and elbows in. It's very easy to do something like this, like to do a handstand push-ups, and then you see wider grip. When you see guys doing this for a lot of reps, like, it's still demanding in terms of balance and blah blah blah, but like, this is the real handstand push-ups. When you lean forward, the elbows are nice and close together, so not flaring out, so really working the anterior deltoid. And on the way up, I'm really trying to avoid going down beautifully and then just arching and pressing inside. A lot of people, you'll see the negative is kind of like they lean forward, they do the negative, and then just a little bit of arch and pushing the elbow, pushing the shoulders in too quickly. So instead, I want to really focus on leaning forward, dropping down, pressing back up, and then opening the shoulders again. So I did 4x2. I'm gonna proceed with some floating pipe push-ups and shit, but just I'm gonna show you 2 reps here, or just I'm gonna show you a proper rep. Hopefully it happens with minimizing the arch and really focusing on leaning forward and keeping the elbows in, the real handstand push-up. Shit. That in all actuality might have been the nicest handstand push-up I've ever done. But I hope you see the difference between leaning forward, close grip, and pressing and opening, and just not leaning forward and just bananing a little bit and basically correcting the balance, almost falling over, and then you just press. So yeah, this is the real handstand push-up. Yeah, I think it looks fucking awesome. Definitely a tremendous amount of work. It requires very good shoulder flexion as well, and exceptional balance and great deltoid strength. But yeah, this is some good stuff, courtesy of Ivan Kajtaš, head coach of the Sky team. Like, these are his type of handstand push-ups, and once you do these, like, you never go back. Give it a go. Boom. I would usually do some floating pike push-ups or some deep pike push-ups on a pressing session. Or if I do it on Monday, I would even do some planche work, some straight arm work, and then finish up with deep pike push-ups or floating pike push-ups to really work on that overhead press pattern to really get stronger there. So yeah, let me show you how. Today, however, because I have a sparring in 2 days, and because it's the active rest week was prior to this week, so I'm taking it a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna do my handstand push-ups and then 1 or 2 sets of floating pike push-ups. But usually here I would go for either floaters or deep pike push-ups, 4 sets of 6 to 10 repetition pauses, top position, middle position, bottom position. All of it is good stuff. But yeah, these would be the floating pike push-ups. Again, close grip, leaning forward, and let's see. Whew. Good stuff. So pressing pretty much done. Now it's time to go for some deadlifts. Boom. I usually do my kind of like a close sumo stance variation, or a little bit wider conventional. I call it G deadlift, aka gorilla deadlift, because the stance is kind of like the squat, is nothing wider, and the reason being my shoulders not very wide, so I feel like if I go with that close sumo, like in my hands, like holy shit, like I'm just not being quite as efficient. So you see my hands are really open wide while my shoulders are exactly right here. So I just put my legs here, and then I get a kind of like close stance sumo, which doesn't look really like a sumo, but it's just, yeah, let's call it G deadlift. And this way I really feel like I can engage my glutes a little bit more, and it feels a little bit safer for my lower back, because I did have a shit ton of injuries when trying to deadlift with too much weight. So if my lower back goes even slightly posterior, if there's any misalignment, it can really be like and spasm out, and then it's a whole bunch of shit. So that's the variation that I currently feel is very useful for me. The range of motion is very great, and because there is some more glute engagement, I feel like my lower back is not in danger of being fucked up. Yeah, but as per usual, you're welcome to try any variation. If conventional deadlift feels good, then I would suggest that variation, because it's the easiest one to learn and really targets the lower back nicely. You just have to be careful not to freaking injure yourself, which if you train smartly, I'm sure you won't do. But in my earlier days, when I was just pure passion and very little intelligent programming, then you can you can fuck up sometimes. But that's how I learn things, and hopefully you don't have to do the same mistakes. So yeah, let's go and start some deadlifts. Boom. I went up to 160 kgs on the deadlift for a single. Actually felt very light, but I don't want to risk anything because my lower back has been a little bit tight the past couple of weeks. Not from deadlift, but just in general from training my ass off this year. You know, I remember Sugar Ray Robinson said I was in training camp 11 months out of the full year. So even a professional athlete, a month out of a year should be done lighter. So if you're training on a daily basis, week after week, month after month, year after year, you can sense some fatigue. So I was at a point where I was like, my lower back is a little bit tight on the left side, then it was the right side, then was the right knee felt a little bit off, then was the left knee felt a little bit off. Then I take a look at my schedule and I'm like, yeah, brother, you've been for about past fucking 6 months, you've been going on and on and on and on and on, with no breaks, no real slight deload week, slight active rest week, but sometimes I just take like 3 days with a little bit lighter intensity and then they keep going. So I realized I'm just a little bit overworked. So I was like, let's just drop the intensity a little bit to make sure not to get injured, because there was nothing wrong with the exercises or with the deadlift or with the squat, but it's just overall fatigue was kind of started to happen. So I realized, okay, I just need to go a little bit less intense for a couple of weeks or so, considering I've been training like a fucking idiot, like a well-driven idiot for the full year. So yeah, 160, and then I went for 150 kgs for 3 reps, and then 140 for 4 or 5 reps. And yeah, just to get some stimulants on the lower back, but not too much work, so I can recover till my sparring session 2 days from now. Yeah, that's about it regarding the deadlift. And now it's time to do some pulling work. So finished with the deadlifts. Now it's time for some weighted pull-ups. I've been focusing mainly on neutral grip because it really feels very nice for rotator cuffs even when I'm a little bit fatigued. So pulling has been the one thing that I sacrificed a little bit because of my MMA journey, because on Monday I do pressing, so the shoulders are being worked, and I do some boxing afterwards. So on Tuesday already I'm experiencing some shoulder fatigue. Rotator cuffs are a little bit tight, deltoid is tight, bicep can be a little bit tight. So on Tuesday, when it's day to do my legs and deadlifts and pull-ups, sometimes if I feel the rotator cuffs are just too tight, then I'm not gonna, or something in the shoulder is a little bit too tight, I'm gonna sacrifice my pulling and just do a lighter session and focus on perfect pull-ups and just the basics, pull-ups, some front lever work, arching active hang, and a shit ton of rows. So that keeps me healthy. But I want to break through a little bit higher up in terms of strength when it comes to my pulling. So I just did my warm-up 20 kgs, 30 kgs, and now it's time for 40 kgs. This is a homemade steel plate, absolutely amazing. And very comfortable to do some weighted pull-ups with. So yeah, a couple of sets of 2 reps with 40 kgs, and then some more weighted pull-ups. Yeah, to get that pulling back on point. I want a 1-arm pull-up next year, so that's kind of the goal. And yeah, let's put some work in. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something and maybe got inspired. If you want to check out some of my some of my new programs for training, for calisthenics, for strength training, then click the link right here below the video. We have a Sky University 2.0. We have some good options for the mentorship program. So for anybody who's serious about training, I would love if you could have this. It's just amazing stuff. So if you're passionate about training, click the link right here below the video, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for your attention and your time, and always remember, you're a champion. Boom! Yeah, not a bad video, huh? If you want more content like this, then make sure to write down in the comment section below. And also, if you have some ideas of what should be in the next video, if you have some questions, feel free to write a comment in the comment section below, and I'll go through the comments and make some videos about it. Yeah, that's about it. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.